Welcome back to the Football Rig with another episode this week of the Arsenal News Drilldown. Today is going to be me and Gianni, and you know what? The Premier League is back, and the title race is on. In today's Arsenal News Drilldown, we're going to break down the run-in for the both Arsenal and Manchester City and answer a couple of big questions. Moreover, I want to say about Arsenal, Manchester City, two teams, one title, zero margin of error. Every game now, it feels like a final. Every slip up, it could cost us the whole thing. City have done this before. We know that they have the pedigree and they have Pep, so they are used to it. They have the know-how. But Arsenal, is this the moment? Have they learned? Are they ready, or does the pressure just break them again and again? And while this title race is heating up, Arsenal are already planning for the next evolution and the next plans for the summer and signings, key upgrades. And yes, some big names are going to be leaving or could be leaving this summer that we're going to talk about, me and my friend here, Gianni. This isn't just a title race. This is a defining chapter of Arsenal football, especially Arteta's. Welcome to the Football Rig, and let's break it all down. Let's go, man. How are you doing, Gianni, first of all?
Good, man. Can't complain. It's Friday. Hopefully got a nice long weekend ahead, so all good, man. All good. Always appreciate the invite to hop on the show with you, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're always welcome in the channel. You know that, buddy. So let's get right into it, man. A quick let's recap what happened in the past week. You know that we got knocked out from both FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and this is actually the first time that Arsenal that lost back-to-back games. By the way, but they had a good win and a good game against Sporting. A team that hasn't lost for 23 games in their home, 17 win streaks in their gaff. So it wasn't easy. I mean, people could say, okay, it's Sporting Lisbon, so they are quote unquote an easy team compared to the others, but still there wasn't an easy team in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think this is kind of a boost before we enter the run-in of the league, the final run-in?
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't too convinced with the Sporting game. It was hard staying awake throughout the entire game. I'll be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
But it was also a game that showed me how much work this squad actually does need going into next year. I mean, the first half, I don't know why Sporting tried playing out from the back. They were making the same mistakes that you saw Leverkusen made in the second game against us at the Emirates. They tried playing out from the back. The fact that we couldn't even create shots on goal with them turning the ball over in their own half to us was really pissing me off. It just shows that Martin Odegaard and other players need to leave this club at the end of this season for us to hit the heights that we need to hit with this team. But overall, I thought, listen, I was shocked that it was the combination of Martinelli and Havertz that got the goal, but big up to Martinelli for the cross. Fantastic first touch and shot from Havertz. We have to give him credit where credit's due with that. But overall, I wasn't too convinced with the game. I was worried the first 20 minutes coming out of the second half. I thought Sporting was starting to get into more of the groove of the way that they play. And it was a little worrying because of how tired some of the players looked. Declan Rice at one point looked like he was barely walking around the pitch. With how tired he looks. So the Sporting, listen, I'm going to take the win. We're up 1-0. We should put this away at the Emirates. We should be moving on to the semifinal. But nothing about that game gives me any confidence as far as us trying to go to win the Champions League. As far as the league, listen, we'll get into it. This weekend is the all-important game with the run-in that City has at the same time with us. So I think this weekend's going to be the telltale sign if the league is ours or not.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about right now, is about the league. And big up Fly Bear, man, big up. So, Gianni, if you look at the upcoming games for Arsenal compared to Manchester City, do you have us as favorites, or you're still in doubt because of the performances that we had against them in the final of the Carabao Cup, as well as we lost also to Southampton, nevertheless, championship team. So what are your feelings, when you look at this run-in of the season, the upcoming games?
The thing with me is this, it's we play we play similar teams. If you look at it, there's some of the teams that we play are the same, some aren't. The worry for me with Arsenal is the next 4 games that we play are all teams in the league, at least. All 4 of them are fighting for Europe. Because of the fact that you have to kind of look at it from this
Big up.
perspective now that with big up Gunnar Rican, with most likely Aston Villa is going to win the Europa League, and the fact that they've already given the Premier League the 5th spot, that means the top 6 will most likely go into the Champions League, which extends now for Fulham and possibly Newcastle to fight for an extra European spot. So all these games are going to be really tough because these teams are trying to fight for Europe, and obviously Manchester City is fighting us for the title. Listen, if we beat Bournemouth Saturday and they draw or lose to Chelsea, I think the league's over. I think there's so small of a margin for them. We'd really have to lose every single game, and they'd have to win every single game in order for them to come back and win the league. So for me, I think this weekend is going to be the major talking point of what ends up happening for the league for us and what's going on with City.
I honestly think, you know what? First, I wanna talk about what Gunnar Ricken said here, that there are also teams we have lost to when we were going for the title in previous
That is
season.
true.
But these teams also that we won against them in the first leg, if you recall, the likes of Fulham, the likes of Newcastle, we also got over those teams as well. So I think that we can get over them. But I want to reiterate what WaffleDon told me last week, and he said something that I consider to be a little bit ballsy a little bit. He said that why don't we, as Arsenal Football Club, go take the battle to Manchester City and win against them in Etihad? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we can do it?
No. There's not anything. If we can't do it against Sporting Lisbon, what makes you think we're going to do it against City at City's ground?
We won against Sporting. What do you mean?
Correct. We barely did.
Okay.
Sporting, that Manchester City is not going to play.
This team hasn't lost in 23 games in their home ground, Gianni. You have to put that in consideration. And speaking of the devil, here he is, man.
Not really. For me, not really, because again, Sporting Lisbon was begging to get smoked 3-0 in that first half, and we couldn't take advantage of it. And it wasn't like we were winning the ball just barely in their own half. We were winning the ball within 7 to 10 yards above the top of the box. And that was going on for 15, 20 minutes, and we can't even take advantage of it. City's not going to play that way against us. They're not going to build out from the back. They're not going to risk turnovers in that regard. Plus, it's kind of the same thing with us. If we don't get it, if we don't score within the first 20, 25 minutes when we have that burst of energy, it's difficult for us to take a fight to anybody because of how tired this team is. So for me, I'd rather get the season over this weekend. If City lose to Chelsea or draw to Chelsea and we win against Bournemouth, I think the league's over, if I'm being quite honest with you, because then the margin for error for City is basically slim to none, and they would need us to lose 4 out of our last 5 games, which I just don't foresee happening. So I think this weekend is the one to look at, not the fight against City. Listen, if we could go and fight City, I'd say do it.
But this is in our hand, Gianni. I mean, you're considering the fact that you want Chelsea to do your bit, where I don't trust these guys to do, and go there and get results against Manchester City. That's just my opinion and how I feel about Chelsea.
But if you lose to City, but you don't lose the rest of the games, it's still in your hands for you to take it and win either way.
That is true. But also Gunnar Rican mentioned something really important, which is the pressure factor. Do you think Arsenal players in general during this run-in are gonna feel the pressure and crumble, or it doesn't really matter?
If by some way or form, if we beat Bournemouth, they lose to Chelsea, or they win and somehow we beat City, doesn't mean if we take it to them or not. Let's say we score how we've seen, where we score a stinky goal, doesn't matter what it is, but we win 1-0 or 2-1 against City. The season's over. There's no pressure situation now that's going to force somebody to crumble. I mean, if just look at it from the basic mathematics. If we go up, if we're 12 points clear with this many games and we bottle it, we don't deserve to be champions in the first place if the pressure's going to crack under pressure. Those players don't deserve to be fighting. Don't deserve to be fighting
the
for
worst
the title.
puffle jobs ever, man.
No, this would be the worst by far. This would be the worst by far.
But let's welcome WaffleDon. WaffleDon, my brother. How are you, man? How's
Yeah,
everything going on your
good,
side?
man. Not too bad, man. Let me put my cap backwards.
WaffleDon, I was reiterating the message that you said that Arsenal should grow a sack and go to City and get a result. Looking at the running of the season, what are your thoughts about it? Do you think it will be wrapped up a little bit earlier than anticipated, or do you think it will go to the last game of the season and again it's going to be very tight between us and City?
I don't know, bro. You're asking me some questions like I know it's opinions, but I honestly don't know.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about it? That's just
all I'm looking at is the Bournemouth game. I'm not looking on any game beyond the Bournemouth game. I'll be real with you, yeah. Bournemouth for me, a win at home tomorrow puts the pressure on City. City have to go and do their job. So until Sunday evening, you know, I don't know. If they win, you know, and we win, then it's the City game. What's going to happen there? But I just wanted to say something here. If we win our game and City win their game, what's the points advantage? Is it 6?
Was it right there? You can see it right there. That's right there.
No, we're still 9 with the game in hand.
We're 9 points ahead with the game in hand.
Well, we got to get. Well, they've got.
They got a game. They got a game in hand.
Okay, okay. So they still have to throw the kitchen sink at us next week, regardless of anything.
Exactly.
They still have to come at us, and I think that plays to our advantage in a way. Because I'm not saying we're going to go there and we're going to absolutely smack them and do that stuff, yeah. But the pressure is going to be hard on them, and let's not act like City don't understand what pressure's about. They fully understand the assignment. They fully
100%.
understand that they have to beat
100%.
us next week. So it's not a case of they're under pressure and they're they might be scared. They're under pressure. But looking at tomorrow's game, yeah, if we win this game, I know we're not playing well. There's been an absolute thing this season, you know, we've not been playing well. But if we win this game tomorrow, yeah, I think this is a very big confidence booster going into the City game. Our record, our recent games, what have we got? Like 3 wins, 3 Premier League wins, a draw and 3 Premier League wins or something like that. Going into the Bournemouth game,
yeah, something like that.
And City's
been the cup games.
City drew their last 2 games. I'm talking Premier League, just purely Premier League.
Yeah,
they drew their last 2 games. So this is a big game for City at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, this is a massive game for them, and if they win, that's a massive confidence. Listen, I'll tell you, April the 19th. Yeah, we will know what's going on. That's all I'm going to say. April the 19th. Yeah? That's all I've got to say. 6 o'clock, 6:30 UK, we're going to know what's happening. But I find it really hard to actually think about the City game when I think the Bournemouth game is the harder game at the moment, because it's the pressure game that we need to win. You know, if we win this game, we don't need to go into the City game. This is the Arteta philosophy, to lose game. Yeah, no, but it's true though. I want to win the game, innit? I want to lay a statement at the Etihad, because we haven't done it for how many years? Since 2017 or whenever it was, 50. I can't remember the year, but we've not beaten them there in years. I would preferably like to go there and beat them, even if it's a 1-0 to the Arsenal. But
I don't know. Is it mathematically possible that if we do win, the league is over?
Yeah, if we beat City, the league's over.
No, I know, but mathematically as well, is it over?
Mathematically, no, but
no. We got Newcastle the week after,
Yeah, which is a tough one as well. Yeah,
that's not an easy game either. I know we probably beat them, but that's not an easy game either. That's not an easy game. West Ham, I don't think that's an easy game either.
No, it's not. They're going to be battling.
See, here's the thing: West Ham. If we're talking about different scenarios, right? if we drop points in the Bournemouth game and we lose to City, now it's still open because you have to look at it from this. In between Newcastle and Fulham is the first leg of the semifinal of the Champions League, and then the second leg is before West Ham. And depending what happens with the Champions League, to go to West Ham, possibly with getting lost out of the Champions League, you have to pick your confidence up against the team that's fighting against relegation. That becomes a whole different dynamic and problem then for me.
Yeah. Gunnar Recon here just did the math quickly, I think, and I'm gonna trust his math. He's saying if we do win against City, then it's a point away from the season. So basically, any win or draw, that means
that be 16 points. If we hold on, 9.
So let's say we win. It's gonna be it's gonna be 73. Let's just 73, and they will get 61. It's gonna be 14 points. Yeah, 14 points. Yeah, basically.
It's over by that point.
Yeah, it's just over. Yeah, quite. I don't think Arsenal are going to lose the next.
I can see us drawing a game though. I can see us drawing.
Yeah, it's fine. But as long as you secure like the 3 upcoming games, like Bournemouth, City, Newcastle, if you do win them, then it's okay for you to, I think, to lose or draw if you secure the league early and then they drop points. But anyhow, I mean, I understand the league. It's still in our favor, like it or not. I think still in our favor, but still. There's skepticism surrounding that kind of chances because of the last performances that Arsenal had in the Cup, in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. So I understand if there's PTSD kicking in, like the doc, and also my PTSD also is kicking in. But let's hope that we can just secure the league and we can build from there. But now I want to move on to the other competition that we're still in, right? The other competition, which is Champions League. We have one foot already on the semifinal, and we had a surprise, which is Atletico Madrid winning against Barca in Camp Nou 2-0. I did not see that coming at all. And by the way, Arsenal secured the Premier League at the 5th spot, basically. So the Premier League now still have 5 automatic spots in the Champions League because of the win from Arsenal. So Liverpool, Chelsea, Aston Villa, you guys should thank us if you guys get qualified. Just because of Arsenal's win against Sporting. So guys, 4 games in the UCL. 4 games. We're 4 games away. Do you think it's possible, or it's very, very slim? Especially that if Atletico Madrid goes through, right? Because I think they're going to go through, because I don't think Barca can win it against them in Madrid. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for Hansi Flick's squad. Nothing is impossible, of course, but still, I do favor Atletico to go through. Do you think if we face Atletico in the semifinal, we have a chance to go to the final?
I think we have a chance to go to the final no matter who he plays, just because you always have a puncher's opportunity. Either team gives you different looks of how we're going to play. My worry with Atletico Madrid is Atletico is going to play the exact same way that Southampton did, and they have 10 times the better players than what Southampton has. And it's going to depend on injuries and who's healthier and whatnot. Timber and Saka have yet to be confirmed of when they're going to come back. They're still hurt and not in competition.
Add Odegaard to that list as well.
Yeah, because he's rushing Eze back already, because Eze's getting forced to play against Bournemouth when he should still be out another week.
Training as well, apparently.
And Nketiah is back in training too?
That's what Charles Watts just reported. Even though he was saying, I'm still injured just like 2 hours ago.
Exactly. So, I mean, it all depends. It all depends who's healthy and how we play. My worry with Atletico is this. If we're going to be playing the same boring sideways passing and giving up opportunities on the counter as we saw against Southampton, as we saw in certain aspects against Sporting Lisbon, you're going up against the best counterattack team that we've seen in a long time. And as much as, yes, we beat them, this is the exact same scenario as it was with PSG. Lookman has turned that team into a different team with the way they attack. If you look
forgot about him.
If you look at the way that they attack and how they play and how they've lined up, they're a completely different team. on how they're playing than where they were when we played them early on in the league phase. And I'm not trying to.
How different? I mean, they had missing players, or what do you mean by
They had
different?
missing players, and their attack is much more fluid than what it was when we ran into them in the group phase. They had Nico Gonzalez, who started on the left-hand side, who is nowhere near as good as a player as Lookman is. On top of that, Sorloth was battling with an injury at the early start of the season, and they did not start Griezmann. And my worry is we've seen Gabriel and Saliba have problems with lesser quality strikers. We saw that in the Leverkusen matchup against them. Now you're telling me that we got to go head to head with possibly Griezmann and a very informed Julian Alvarez as the two strikers up top, with possibly an injured Hincapié facing Julian.
You just dropped.
Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still there.
Can you?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah. Until he's back. What about you,
He's
Waffle?
digging out a cave at the moment. Go on. This guy, man.
The Batman cave, bro.
Yeah. But I just think with what we've seen that we've gotten away in certain games, and some teams have gotten at us. You know, you look at the different games where we dropped points in that run. When you look at Wolverhampton and Brentford, the way that they were able to pick our defense apart in counters. This team is
100%. If we play like that, Gianni, definitely we're not winning any game.
And that's what my worry is. I mean, if Timber's hurt, you trust Ben White to handle Ademola Lookman with the way he's been getting destroyed and getting. I mean, let's. How many if Sporting Lisbon didn't play out from the back and played like they did the second half? Look at how many opportunities over the top that left winger had against Ben White. I trust Lookman much more than any of these other guys that we've been playing against. And Lookman's done it on the big stage. I mean, let's not forget, he was the ringleader for Atalanta when they blew the doors off of Liverpool and Leverkusen. So
I remember that.
They have big game players. So Atletico overall, it's a better matchup for us because offensively and in the middle, they're not as good as Barca, but they do offer different problems for us than what Barca would give us.
What about you, WaffleDon? Do you favor us to win against Atletico? Or, I mean, assuming, of course, we face Atletico in the semifinal. Could be Barca, but I just see a very low chance for them to go through.
The question is, have Arsenal learned anything from last season? I know we played PSG, but we beat PSG in
the league phase.
And we lost to them. Okay, we had injuries and stuff, but
Stuff, man.
I just feel that can we do the unexpected, against Atletico? Because do we have that psychological advantage where we've beaten them in the league stage? And going into this game as well, we have to remember Arsenal haven't lost a game. I know it's
in the Champions League.
Matter. Yeah, I know it doesn't matter, but psychological advantage to me is Atletico will be looking at us as well, and I think they'll be giving us a bit of respect as well. They got very good players. I understand that, very good goalkeeper. Defense is not too bad. My worry is that one player, Alvarez. He's the one that can make the difference between both teams. Our attack isn't that great. You saw that against Sporting. We got away with one 2 minutes towards the end of that game, injury time. Can we keep doing this throughout the Champions League? I don't believe so. I don't believe that the Champions League is one based on. Yes, you do get moments in the Champions League, but you also have to have some quality in games as well. And at the moment, I just feel that we're just, I don't know, that last game, it showed maturity, but we're not gonna do that every single game. And some of them games, the goals are gonna go in. So it's a difficult one with Atletico, man. They're a good team. They're a very good side. They're a solid side. tactically, Simeone, I think he's levels above Arteta, in my opinion. I know we're at top of the Premier League and stuff like that as well, but I just think Atletico now, I think they're more settled. I think the Champions League as well. I think English team suits their style. Styles make fights, Gianni, yeah?
Yep, facts.
So this will be an interesting game. It'd be a very interesting game. I'm going to keep saying I don't know. La Adri, yeah? I'm going to keep saying I don't know because it's difficult at this stage to know what type of Arsenal are going into this, into the depths of the Champions League swimming pool. So I really cannot predict us beating them or battering them. I just find it. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you both. I think we can do it. Now the question is, are we gonna win the final? That's a different conversation. I'm saying we can win against Atletico Madrid in the semifinal.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's not crazy. It's not mad to say it.
Where would the first leg be? At their ground.
Yeah, because we are first in the league phase, so that you're securing now every game in the second leg that you're secure to have the second leg at your own gaff. So that's an advantage, and also I think we can stink up the gaff, just like we saw against Bayer Leverkusen, just like we saw against Sporting Lisbon. That we can go and nick a draw, or maybe even a last minute dagger, like just what happened against Sporting. I mean,
against Atletico.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we can make a goal, and I think our defense is better. I think our midfield is better. I don't think our attack is better than them. So
I disagree on the midfield.
The
only way our midfield's better is if Eze's playing.
You're talking about form or
on form.
Right, form. So I'm assuming everybody's available. I'm assuming both teams are in form. I'm not gonna put all right. So I think Rice at his day, I think Zubimendi at his day, Eze at his day. I think these three are better than the midfield of Atletico.
Who's Atletico's midfield? Who's Atletico? Is it the old guards?
No, it's Marcos. It's Marcos Llorente. It's Marcos Llorente and Pablo Barrios.
Okay.
Right, and also our defense, I think, is better than them. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Hincapié. And so yeah, I think that would give us a little bit of edge, right? So I don't think it's impossible to go through to the final. Now, who are we going to face in the final is a different question. If it's going to be PSG or Bayern, I think we're going to come to that if it happens and we actually go through the
listen, PSG.
That's the team I don't want. I'll be honest with you. That Bayern Real Madrid matchup, Bayern's a little bit weaker than what everybody's talking about because Bayern left themselves open a few times to where Real Madrid could have tied that up or even taken the lead. They missed a decent amount of chances in there. You could say the same thing for Bayern, but Bayern's not as solidified as what people saying. PSG's the team to watch because these boys, that 2-0 against Liverpool flattered Liverpool because they should have lost 6-7-0 in that game.
I watched that game.
Brother, Vada, I'm going to tell you this right now. If we get past Atletico or Barca, to not rule out Barca, brother, everybody's got to be as close to 100% fit because if you got weakened or injured fullbacks just trying to limp it over the line of that final, what happened to Inter last year is going to happen to us. Because you can't tell me with what you saw with Vara dribble around 4 guys coming off that left-hand side that Ben White stopping him.
I was talking about the semifinal.
I also wanted to say as well, Sammy, yeah, I know you've got a lot of confidence in you say about our midfield, but sometimes, I look at our midfield as just one player, as Declan Rice, because I think Zubimendi, can get caught on the ball. He has experience of playing, obviously, in La Liga, but these guys will know his profile already. Yeah, these guys know his profile. Yeah, they've played. Who did he play for? Who was his last team?
Sociedad.
Real Sociedad.
Yeah, they will know. His weaknesses. They know his strengths. I saw in that Sporting game, Zubi get caught on the ball quite a few times, and we got away with it a few times. Zubi isn't this player, yeah. Zubi's a good player, yeah, and we might have seen the offside goal and the technique on that as well. But Zubi, he sometimes to me, Zubi looks like a player that looks busy without doing much. That's how he looks like to me sometimes. He looks like he's busy. Yeah. Declan Rice is the workhorse. He's the main man in that midfield. And I feel that sometimes we're handicapped in that midfield, and it's just Declan Rice doing most of the hard work in there. So
I don't think Kazumini is that bad.
Man. I don't know. Do you know what? Names and all that on paper, it doesn't matter. You know, Dr. S even said the chemistry between the players as well. Yeah, Atletico got very good chemistry between all their players as well. So everyone knows their role. Everyone knows what they're doing. It's a difficult game, man. It's a difficult game. It's not an easy.
I never said it's easy. I never said it's easy.
Especially, here's the thing, to what you were saying about how we'll play. I think the way you described how we play is if we get Barcelona. Atletico Madrid is going to make the onus on us to come forward. Atletico is not going to play possession-based
football. Not in their gaff.
Yes, they will. They will play defensive in their gaff the way they've always done it, bro. When we lost to them in the Europa League semifinal, they made us play possession-based football, and we controlled the game. They went down and hit us for counters. Exactly. Nothing's going to change with that. Same thing with what just happened with Barcelona. Even when they were at home in the Copa del Rey, when they smoked them, it was all counterattack, and they were sitting back and playing defense. The onus is going to be on us to go forward if we're playing Atletico. Us sitting back and doing that stuff, it'll work if we go get an early goal against Atletico and then we force them to come out of their shell, which then benefits us if they try to play possession. But if it's 0-0, there ain't going to be anything about Atletico that's going to make them step forward. They'll be sitting back and playing Simeone ball and play dark arts and all the shit that we know that Simeone is used to. I highly doubt that Atletico will play possession. So like you said, they're going to respect us. That's why they're going to give us the ball. They're going to say, respect them, give them the ball. We're going to do what we're good at, and that's sitting back and playing defense. Now, is this the same Atletico it was 10 years ago, which was the best defense in Europe? Not even close. They are much more of a more attacking team where, to your point, their defense can be had, and we can get at them if we're serious about it. But if we show up with the same sorry-ass performance we did against Sporting Lisbon, there's nothing giving me any confidence that we go Odegaard and Rice yell at each other on the pitch to go forward. You turn the ball over. Now all of a sudden you're giving the likes of Simeone, Lookman, Griezmann, and Alvarez our back line. That don't build any confidence with me in that matchup.
100%. Look, if we show up like we did against Sporting, against Forest, against all these teams that we drew and even lost against, I don't think we're gonna have a chance against Atletico. But I'm assuming everybody's in form. I'm assuming the best version of Atletico Madrid and also the best version of Arsenal, because I think our best version this season could beat them. Right? We've seen Arsenal 100%. Do the dark 100%. Arts. We've seen Arsenal go toe to toe with big clubs, and that's where my confidence stems from. And that's all I'm saying. That we do have a shot, and yeah, I think we have a better shot against Atletico than Barca. That's just my opinion. It could be, you could have a different opinion in the matter. But anyways, so from what I understand from you guys, yeah, your hopes for the UCL is quite low, probably even lower than the Premier League, but it's fine.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about it more once we see more from Arsenal. So I'm gonna move on to another topic that Sami Mugbel, one of the reliable, I would say, journalists and sources out there. The article is there if you guys want to go check it out. I'm gonna just quickly put the tweet on quickly. So it's the process of renewing for Arteta is already taken place, and there are some conversations and doubts surrounding the players Kelly and Ethan Nwaneri. So they might be leaving this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I want your thoughts about this, guys. What are your thoughts, WaffleDon, about it? Do you think it's the right move to get some profit from them and get better players, obviously?
No. These guys, Highlanders, they've been at the club since the ages of 8.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why Ethan hasn't been given opportunities when Odegaard was injured. I don't understand that. I don't understand why Miles was, not given opportunities in midfield. There was one stage where I said, "Nah, I don't want to see Miles in midfield, yeah," because I didn't think he was ready for it. I didn't think he was good enough to be in midfield. But based on that game, I know it's one game against Atletico, the way he was driving in that game. I thought, you know what? Let's give him some opportunities. I think he still could have had an opportunity. Was it Carabao FA Cup where someone got injured? Someone got injured and then he resorted back to. I think Calafiori got injured and he resorted back to left back. I still think that we should have played him in midfield in that game.
Yeah, that was the Wigan game.
Yeah, I still think that we should have I still think Arteta should have just played him in midfield. And it's got to that point now as well. So I want to look at it from the player's perspective as well, not just my own selfish needs, because obviously I want, these two Haylands to stay at the club, but also as well, and I'm not talking about profit base, yeah, because that's probably going to come up, yeah, but if the players ain't getting opportunities, yeah, and other teams are looking at them, yeah, and they're thinking, well, I fancy myself here or there or whatever clubs they've been linked to, then surely these players have got ambition. Surely these players are showing that they have ambition and that they're not willing to wait, for Arteta to promise them something, for him to go back on his word, like he did last season, or like he did this season, where Ethan signed a new contract. Clearly, we needed a 10, and he neglected him. He waited for Odegaard to come back. Odegaard was struggling, in and out, injured for such a period of time. He still didn't play him. And then, you know what? Ethan must have pushed, the loan move. I want to go out on loan because I can't stay at a club that...
I think it was mutual.
Maybe it's mutual, but a player feels when they're not wanted, yeah? Let's be real, yeah? You feel when you're not wanted, and players at that age, they want to play football. They want to play football. It doesn't matter whether it's bloody on AstroTurf, whether it's outside kicking a ball against a wall. These guys want to play football. And when they're treated in a way like this, because anyone can say whatever they want to say about the manager, about, oh, he loves his players and all that. Bullshit. I'm swearing now. Yeah? Because these guys should be the future of Arsenal. These guys should be playing
right now,
many more games. Right now. Marino's injured. Get this guy on the pitch. Yeah, get him on the pitch. But we've just gone backwards. And people say, oh, Skelly hasn't been that good this season. The guy's not had momentum. He's not had chance to have momentum to play. He's not had that momentum this season. So he's gonna look out of sorts. Ethan, yeah, he might be sub at Marseille, but you know what? First game he scored. Ethan is a brilliant player. And now what? And I'll finish after this. And now what Arteta's done is he's brought Dalman in now. So now we're all Dalman versus Ethan now. Dalman's a much better than player than Ethan. So now Ethan's probably looking at the 10 position. There's Eze, there's Odegaard, there's Dalman now.
Havertz.
Havertz as well. He's thinking, I ain't got a chance of getting into this bloody team right now. So you know what? If I was them, I will be looking elsewhere as well, because you know what? If we win the Premier League, I've got my Premier League, and they can just move on and just do what they're doing. But for me, it's damning that our manager can actually treat players in this manner and expect us to be like, yeah, that's cool, yeah, just get rid of these players. Because I'm not feeling that. I'm definitely not feeling that. So anyway,
there's a question from Gunnar Reckon here. I'm gonna get back to your question. I just want first to ask Gianni here, because he mentioned something about the books last time we spoke, if I recall correctly, and he said the PSR and FFP and all that. As you know, they are homegrown talents, so that is pure profit. And if the news are true, they are looking to get 100 mil, around about 100 mil for both players. So that's probably 50 each. Do you think that is a good move to get 100 mil from? I mean, assuming this is true, obviously, to get 100 mil and reinvest in the club with another player. Do you think that's the right move for Arsenal moving forward, especially if we do win the league in the bare minimum?
No.
One of them, maybe. No.
Well. First of all, to what WaffleDon's point was, neither of them have gotten proper minutes at the top level in the Premier League. So I don't know how the hell you're going to ask for 50 million in the first place. That's a ballsy call just to start off with that. Number one. Number two, these guys bailed us out last year and should have been given the opportunity to play. My whole thing is Arteta's getting rid of youth when we need fresh legs to be able to make another run back next year. So why get rid of that to bring in a player? Let's say, for example, we get 60 million for the two of them, right? If we're talking about reinvesting, what are you going to do? You're going to go get 20 million players to add more depth to the squad, or are you going to put that 60 million and then still have to pull out more money to go get one of these big time to go get one of these big time signings that they're talking about? To me, it's almost null and void and doesn't make any sense. You're going to need the numbers because this isn't the main thing I want to say here is this. This isn't a situation where I want Arsenal to win the league and then say we finally got over the hump. Now we're going to pivot and adjust for 2 years to go run back at it. No. We spent $1 billion. I expect you to run back next year and be finishing in a title race, competing for the other cup competitions as well, and continue to add to the trophy haul at this point. And for me, my biggest worry is if we got this many injuries at this point in the season, we have a World Cup coming up where guys are going to be playing in crazy temperatures in the United States and Mexico. And then you're going to get a shortened break when you come back and you're immediately right back in the season again. I don't want guys who need to take, what we always say about new players to the Premier League, you got to give them time to adjust. Not when you're a team that's fighting for the titles. And not when you're a team that you're worried about next week if 3 guys are just going to collapse over because they've been ran into the ground. I'd rather eat the money that you would make on these 2 players and keep them in the team and actually get them solid minutes. If Calafiori's talking about, I got unfinished business at Rome, get rid of him, go get another left back on top of Hincapié, and have both Wanyeri and Skelly ready to be guys to get minutes in the midfield so that the likes of Zubamendi, Rice, or Saka, or anybody who we get on the left wing has time to rotate and actually be able to get some rest. Because if we try to run it back next season, I don't care who you get in, if we try to run it back next season and we're still not rotating players and everything else, there's no reason to lose 2 young kids and spend a crazy amount of money if this manager's still not going to rotate. That's just my opinion. I think we should keep the both of them.
Yeah, that is true. And I want to get back to the question that was posed by Gunnar Reckoner, that he said, question for the panel, okay? Over the 6 years, can we name 3 players Arteta has raised from Haaland to become a starter? Before we answer that question, guys, thank you, Zir, for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you guys subscribe to both WaffleDon and Gianni. Both of them, both channels will be in the description. I said this many times, that Arteta never actually groomed an attacker, specifically an attacker, right? Now I'm talking about attacking players, wingers, striker, whatever. We've not seen Arteta do that and take them to the next step in terms of development of the player. Do you guys agree with that, or you have a different opinion about developing players, especially in the attacking section? I mean, maybe midfielders, maybe defenders, but for me, I look at the attack and I really don't see it. I don't see that Arteta done.
You know the funny thing, funny thing is, we keep getting told, that Arteta's a genius. He's one of the best managers in the world. Lada, and all this, So why can you not develop, our attack? The argument will fall down, well, we've scored the most goals or whatever besides City in the league. You're supposed to do that anyway when you're at the top of the league. Anyway, that's but that doesn't mean that your attack is fluid or it's a great attack. We know that Berta brought in Gyökeres for a reason, because he saw our attack as a weakness. And without Gyökeres' goals, we would be struggling right now. We'd be struggling right now.
Same with Eze. Same with Eze.
Yeah, same with Eze as well. So it's almost like yes, I'll give Arteta credit for the defense. But that creative section, that 4, that 10, and those 3 positions, we struggled, and we know why players have struggled in that position. Saka, running on empty hamstrings. Martinelli on fumes. Martinelli, Trossard struggling,
playing him out of position.
This favoritism and all this kind of stuff as well, it hampers players' development as well. And yeah, I just think that if you're one of the greats in the world, if people call you one of the greats and a genius, then I expect you to be able to coach a whole team, forward, midfield, defense. Yeah. Just like the Carlo Ancelottis, just like the great managers that's existed. I expect you to be able to do everything, not just be specific to one area on the pitch.
Okay. Well, I totally agree, man. But I think to a certain degree, if the player don't want to stay, and they're saying, okay, listen, you're still young, you still need chance. I know that across the season, if I've seen more rotation from Arteta, I don't think we'd have seen as much injuries as many injuries as we have currently. The likes of Eze, the likes of Rice, the likes of Zubimendi. I think we'd have seen a better, I would say, Rice in terms of form, in terms of fitness, because of the rotation. But Arteta's not doing that, and that's why they are running on fumes, like you said, WaffleDon. Not just Saka. I think the majority of the squad they're running on fume. Timber as well, Hincapié as well. So there are plenty of players that are running on fumes, and it's upsetting to see, because he has a big squad and he should have rotated more. It's not like he doesn't have the squad, and he had good talent players like Skelly. He had Ethan, and he allowed him to move. But also the article from, I want to bring it back from Simon Mugbel. If you guys go through it and actually click on the link for it, it also says about players that might leave Arsenal Football Club, and one of them could be Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli. There are a couple of players that they want to offload from Arsenal Football Club, which gets me to the next question now. Do you think, guys, we can get some money from Martinelli, even though he stated that he wants to stay and challenge? There are some news that Leipzig could be going for him, but do you think, guys, they can pay the amount of money that we're asking, 60 mil? I've read also Gabriel Jesus is wanted from Juve and AC Milan for 30 million. I don't know if that's if he's holding any water. I want Gianni to give me his thought about it. Maybe he has more intel about the Calcio. Do you think they are capable of paying 30 mil, Juve or AC Milan?
If it's euros, yeah. If it's pounds,
yeah,
no.
Euros.
Yeah, if it's euros, listen. If they're dumb, listen. If Juve and Milan are dumb enough, I feel
like you're gonna tell me pesos.
Listen, if Juve and Milan are dumb enough to buy Gabby Jesus for that much money, sell him in a heartbeat. I'll drive him there. To do it. 50 or 60 million euros for Gabriel Martinelli, I think, is a long shot. However, the good thing about Martinelli is his books are paid off. So he's pure profit no matter what, which, again, to go back to that pure profit thing real quick, he is somebody that I would rather sell than either of the two youngsters, because his books are paid. He's on a monster contract. Isn't he like 185,000 pounds a week? I'd rather get rid of him, get your pure profit back from selling him, and keep Skelly and Wanyeri to add to more of the overall depth. Just to really quick to reincorporate that in, The other thing about it that I don't like is youngsters bring the pride of the badge. You growing up underneath the badge of Arsenal gives you even more of that. In Italian, we say grinta, that toughness. You wanna go out and die for the badge, so to speak. You wanna run.
I hear it from the commentators, especially the Arabic ones. They say "grinta." I never understood what it means, but it sounded cool.
Like there's different times this season where we say you want the players to be able to run through a brick wall for the manager to be able to get us over a hump in certain situations. And kids that grow up with the Arsenal badge are going to be more prone to do that than players you bring in from the outside. But to get back to what we were saying, listen, Gabriel Martinelli and Jesus both got to go. I think Trossard's got to go. I think Odegaard's got to go. There's a massive amount of players that we need to give away. I mean, on one of my call-in shows, I think you might have been on it, Sammy. We were talking about it. Our top 7 earners is $54.5 million a year in salary. That's without any bonuses. When you add the bonuses, it's close to 70 million a year is our top 7 earners. And some of those guys like Jesus and Havertz and all of them fall into that. We need to get rid of that. We're talking about looking for money to buy Hincapié or bring in a Julian Alvarez or a Vara. Start with that, with getting some of that crazy salary.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Hold your horses.
We've paid Jesus close to 10 million for not,
to not play.
For not
playing.
Yeah.
To not play.
Yeah,
and Gabriel Magalhaes got more goals scored than Gabriel Jesus. That's
I wanted to talk about Martinelli, because how much when's his contract run out?
I think next year.
Next year, I think.
Next year.
I'm gonna check quickly.
Do you think Martinelli is that type of player that's gonna want to leave Arsenal? Because I can't see it.
No, he actually wants to prove himself. Well, I think he's there for the money, but we'll see, man.
I think he would want to stay, but see here, I'd keep Martinelli if a different manager came, because I think Martinelli's being played out of position.
Really? So you still believe he can? He still can.
As a striker, as a striker, I think Martinelli gives you more dynamic. But at the same time, again, if here. My want to see Martinelli as a striker is not as great as me wanting to sell Nwaneri and Skelly for pure profit. I'd rather sell Martinelli for pure profit than Nwaneri and Skelly.
Why would you want him to striker? He's not a good shooter.
I think it's too late now for Martinelli to be a striker.
That could be the other thing as well, that it's too late.
Arsenal. Yeah. Maybe another team, Serie A or somewhere, but I think that time's gonna, time's gone.
And just to give a heads up, Nwaneri, apparently from what they said in Italy, Nwaneri's agent in France was approached by Napoli. So Napoli may be one of the teams that's looking at Ethan Nwaneri, which...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pay up, though. Dortmund as well, they're reaching out.
Napoli is enough money. They can pay the 30. If they're going to pay 30, 35, 40 million, Napoli's got enough money to come and buy him for that.
Yeah, you know what? For me, Martinelli's got to go, man. I've given Martinelli so many chances. For him, he's having a decent, Champions League, but I need you in the league, bro. And you've only scored 1 or 2 goals or something like that.
If he wins the UCL, WaffleDon, would you keep him?
No. So thank you.
See,
thanks a lot.
Big club mentality. Yeah, big club mentality.
So hold on, we win the Premier League, we win the Champions
League. Ruthless, WaffleDon.
And you know what? Cavara's like, you know what? I fancy myself at Arsenal. Yeah. Let's just keep Martinelli. Let's just keep Martinelli because we won the Champions. No, man, Martinelli.
No.
Love you.
Brother, I'll get rid of 10 players to make sure we get Vada.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
You might have to, by the way.
There's too much sentiments going on with these players, man. Like, they've not won anything for us in 6 years. I know they've been close, but they've not won anything. And I go back to the Carabao Cup. What was that display? And you expect me to want to keep you?
Exactly.
Sorry, that's not good enough for me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
100% agree.
Well, this is what all about the players that actually might leave Arsenal. I want to go now through the players that we might sign now. It is kind of confirmed that Arsenal are looking for 3 positions, and this is going to be the main task for Berta to go to find a fullback, to find a central midfield, and a left winger to improve on what we have right now. It's also been in the same article that I showed earlier. So I'm going to ask the panel here, because I have a bunch of players that we are linked to. I'm going to show them in a bit. So I'm going to ask each one of you guys, which one would you sign? If I tell you one player, from the first name that comes to your head, Gianni WaffleDon, go ahead. Fullbacks, CM, and a left winger.
For each position?
Yeah, quickly. First name comes to your head.
Vada.
Don't overthink it.
At left wing.
Okay,
Vada
left wing. Right.
Midfielder.
But is it reality? Is it reality or is it
whatever, man? It could be Prime Messi for all I care. So let's see. Go ahead, Gianni. So you said Vara.
You know what? He's been on great form this year, and he's been a solid player no matter what. I would look at Marcos Llorente to be the midfielder signing.
Midfielder, okay.
Eight.
Yeah.
Fullback?
Ooh.
The left one.
Could be a left or a right, because it says here a versatile fullback. I never know. But I'm assuming a right back instead of Ben White, because Ben White is looking at.
I like the kid from Brentford. He's there on loan from Fiorentina, the Italian kid.
Who's that?
Coyote. The guy. He was the guy launching the long balls
throw,
into the box.
Is he on loan?
Catapult.
He's on loan. He's
Really?
from Fiorentina. Yeah. I like Coyote. I like Coyote. If not him, Palestra at Milan, because Palestra's real good.
Yeah, Palestra, he's a good player, man.
Okay, so good. Coyote. Okay, so what about you, WaffleDon? Fullback, CM, and a left winger.
Ooh. See, Vara is the
here.
dream.
I can help you out here.
No. Okay.
Nah, hell no. He's overrated. He's overrated. He's a fucking scrub.
No, I know. No, hold on. Hates him.
Vara is the dream for me. Vara is the dream for me. Yeah.
Gonna rake it.
But I feel reality is more
Okay.
Yildiz. Who's that brother from Everton as well? What's his name?
Ndiaye.
Okay.
One of them
that's
players.
Here, cause some controversy. I'll take Mason Greenwood back too. I don't care about none of the controversy that people want to say about him. I take Mason Greenwood back.
I think you're gonna get a lot of heat, and I don't want that.
Man, I'm taking him, man.
He was proven not guilty. They can fuck off.
Clear.
Still, that kind of stain is not washed out. Easily. You know what I mean?
Left is versatile fullback as well. Yeah.
Well, you can say right back, because I think Calafiore and Hincapié both are staying. I don't think they're going to leave this season.
I want to choose Coyote, but I'm sure there's someone else I can choose as well. There must be someone. Maybe Livramento. I don't know.
Livramento.
Yeah, Livramento. And
who's the
midfield?
The German national kid, the left back from Leipzig. He's really good.
Who's that?
Diamande?
No, not Diamande. Yeah. He's covered in tattoos.
Who's it?
RB Leipzig. Dennis Raum. The left back. He's the vice captain, or he's the captain of Leipzig now. He's very good. He's been one of the best left backs in Germany for the last 5-6 years. He's really good. Yeah. Yeah. And he's versatile, because they've gone from a 4-3-3 now, but used to play that 3-4-3, and he was really good as a left mid in that, but floating as a wing back. He's really good.
Yeah. And so Tonali as well.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well. Let's look at the chat here quick. The doctor saying Yildiz, Wharton, and I don't give a F about defenders. Seen enough defenders in the midfield and attack can help. Black Crow saying here Nuno Mendes, Kefren Turam, and Baena.
Definitely not getting Mendes. Definitely not getting him.
That's a really good. That's a good three. I mean, it's not bad.
As well.
He's the best left back in the world. That kid.
Yeah, we ain't getting him. Is Turam good? Is he good? Kefren Turam.
Kefren Turam's a good midfielder, but he's not.
Turam family is a true footballing family. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, he's way better than his brother. Marcus ain't that freaking good.
Okay, that's fair. So I'll show you the guys the names that we've been linked to this week at least, right? So the first name that we used to be linked to, which is Elliot Anderson, but unfortunately, a reliable, I would say, source to a certain degree, Florian Plattenberg, mentioned that Manchester City are going to go for him for around 100 mil.
100 and 120.
Yeah.
He's not worth 100 million.
This is what I mean. These players,
I mean, they are spending the cash, believing that he is important for them. I mean, I'm not gonna back to them for it.
Listen, if Rodri leaves and they get Elliot Anderson, by all means, because if we got a competent team, we're smoking City.
But there is a player that is available. I'll tell you about a player who is available, right, and could be worth it. Camavinga.
Yeah,
right. He's gonna be available in the summer. Most probably. This is the news.
What is he? A DM?
He can do everything
and left back as well. Yeah, DM and a left back. He's quite versatile, and I think he's one of the best players. But the problem is with him is injury prone.
Yeah,
his injury record is not that good.
Yeah, so we don't need injury play. We don't need injury prone players. We don't need injury.
Yeah, that's the only downfall that for him. But if he's at his best, I think he would be very suitable for Arsenal.
Rodgers, man. No one hypes up Morgan Rodgers. You know?
Man, why are you?
I would take Rodgers. I was just gonna say, not only Rodgers. You know who else I would throw in for the midfielder is Tielemans. Tielemans has been unreal this year for Villa.
But we are linked to Rodgers.
I'd take him
as well.
I'd take him.
Right.
I'd take him.
But it's gonna cost us. But it's gonna cost us around 100 mil. So that kind of signing, I might go for it.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Now the question is: should we go for Morgan Rodgers for around 100 mil? Could be 90. It could be 85 million pound. All of that could be, enough to get him over the line and to get him to Arsenal, especially if he himself wants to push for the move. Obviously, I think the Champions League is going to be detrimental for his decision if Aston Villa makes it to the UCL or not. If not, we can leverage.
They're making it.
Yeah, I'm saying if there's always a possibility. There's still 7 games to go, but the conversation that I want to have, guys, with you is: it's been reported that Kvara, they are reluctant to sell. Mm-hmm. And if they're going to entertain a conversation, it's going to be around 157 million pounds. So the question is, to the beautiful panel here, also to the chat, right? Would you break the bank for this guy and buy, I would say a low bar players, but let's say less exciting players in the other positions that we're pursuing, but break the bank for this guy?
The only way I'm breaking the bank for this guy, is if we sell the 2 players in question for 100 million, and we get rid of some of those deadbeats in our team as well. I would break the bank for this guy. I would definitely.
So you wouldn't sign like Morgan Rodgers and invest also elsewhere? No.
If this guy's available, man, you buy him. If there's a price on his head, you buy him, man. This guy is probably the best
top 3 best wingers in the world. Yamal, Elise, and him. There's nobody else better than them 3
currently. Yeah,
this is bums off the seats player. That you're watching each. This is low blocker lock. He's gonna be unblocking sinks, unblocking drains, doing Gianni's job for him. This is what he's gonna be doing. We need players like this. I would, but I'm not a realist, innit? But I would, if they're entertaining anything, I'm blowing the budget on this guy, man.
Big up Godfrey.
What about you, Gianni? Do you think it is sensible and reasonable for Arsenal to go all in for Kvara? Like you said, you want to sell 10 players earlier and invest less in the other positions, like the CM or the right back or whatever that other positions that we need. What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, man. See, I'm getting rid of Odegaard, Jesus, Havertz. I'm trying to think now who else is going on. Havertz, Jesus, Odegaard are the first 3 gone. Martinelli's gone. Trossard's gone. The amount of money that you would get back, even if you got to take certain losses, but with that huge wage fee is gone. I mean, again, like I said, with those guys, you're leading up to that 54 million. So you already got a third of your money there, plus whatever you make on the transfer wages from them. In all honesty, if you can move all those guys, I would break the bank for them and keep the kids. Because now you got nothing but a bunch of young studs that are going to run out next year. I mean, here, imagine a world, we're talking about low blocks. Imagine a world where Eze's had a bad game, but you still have Vara, Saka on the other side with Gyökeres, and you could throw Lewis Skelly and Wary to just run all over the place and attack the same way that we've seen PSG in attack. I would love to see that. So for me, I would break the bank for that. But breaking the bank means getting rid of the dead wood first before I worry about breaking the bank. Because like I said, for me, I'd rather see the young legs be able to go and actually run and rip teams apart than this slow, methodical shit. Because the one thing I'm worried about is we break the bank for Vara, he becomes the sole focus of offense, and he slowly but surely breaks down with all this other shit that goes on because he's carrying the offense around. That's my only worry with breaking the bank with the player. But if we can get rid of the deadwood, by all means, go get him. Go get him.
But don't you think in that kind of approach, the squad will be a little bit thin to go into the next season?
Use some of your youngsters now. We got other youngsters. And the other thing is now you got Michele in from Napoli. So now this is the whole reason why you brought in this new scouting department, so you could find talented players for low money and bring them into the fold. And if you need to, you sell that player on the following year for more money to be able to break the bank and go get another player. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of this. Our biggest problem is scoring. This guy is a walking 15 goals, 10 assists a season. Even in a bad year, he's still going to get you 15 goals and 10 assists. That's just the league. We haven't even stepped foot into the League Cup, the FA Cup, or the Champions League yet. On top of that, you got more action. You got way more action attacking you now. I mean, here, everything that we talk about with the different problems of how we've seen Arteta run this team with Vara is addressed. Zubamendi and Rice can sit back and just play defense. Now you got a fluctuating, culpable attack with Eze, Vara, Saka, and Gyökeres. Vara alone might get Gyökeres to 15, 20 goals just in the league with his playmaking ability.
I'm not disputing the fact that Kvara is a brilliant player.
He's a world-class player.
He is a world-class player, right?
But
the question is, as the comments are mentioning, Gunnar Riken is saying, is the manager Deadwood too? Gianni, is Kvara still a 15-goal, 10 player under Arteta? Also, can you guarantee that that's going to happen in the Premier League? What are your thoughts about that, WaffleDon? Do you think he can convert to the Premier League and transition smoothly, or that won't be an issue for him?
Listen, world-class players, they don't need introductions, they can play in every league in the world, Kvara, if you watch Kvara very carefully, he don't just stay in one position, he's across that front three, so you might see him on the left, you might see him on the right, you might see
he's quite dynamic in the final third,
very dynamic. This guy in the Premier League, I'm telling you, unless the manager breaks him, breaks him totally, this guy, he would ball out in the Premier League. I got no doubt. I've got no doubt.
Could you expand on break him? What do you mean by that?
Too much defensive work. Too much defensive work.
Overwork him, overuse him,
The other reason why I'm saying we break the bank for Vara is because, again, one, this whole thing about can he make it in the Premier League? Brother, he went from the Georgian League to the best player in the Serie A in 1 year. The Georgian League
with
to
all
the
respect,
Serie A.
I'm not going to compare Serie A to Premier League.
I'm not either, but to go from the Georgian League to the Serie A is a major step to then just go from League on to the Premier League. That's a bigger step for you to go in your first year from going from the small Georgian League to the Serie A, and you were the MVP of the Serie A.
Credit to Michele, who discovered him.
Well, Arsenal discovered him before Michele. We were just too cheap because we didn't want to spend the extra $2.5 million. He'd have been here from the 2022-2023 season if we spent that extra $2.5 million. But that's the past. For me, you get Vara for a number of things. One, the versatility. We may be having an uncomfortable conversation next year about having to get rid of Saka. And Vara's going to Vara
last week. Who mentioned that last week? And
WaffleDon dropped that
look
bomb.
like some crazy. I haven't heard Curtis Shaw talking about it. I'm the one who's crazy. Yeah, people.
I never
don't
said you're
understand.
crazy, WaffleDon.
And I just want to address the boys in the chat. Yeah, we are being asked the question. Yeah, of would we break the bank for Kvara? Yes, we would.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a player that is very attractive. Yeah. To an Arsenal team, we're not debating whether Arteta would do this or Arteta would do that. We're just debating. We're just saying that we would actually break the bank to bring this player in. Now, whether Arteta's there in the long run or whatever, and how he plays him, I would if I was the player, I'll be telling. Listen, I'll be coming to you on one condition, that I don't have to be doing all this running back and all that kind of stuff. And how many times are Arsenal gonna be defending? We mostly are front-footed team anyway. So all this defending and all that kind of stuff here. Surely, our defense is that great now that we don't have to be defend with a player like that, because we're gonna have majority of the ball all the time, because he can retain the ball. He holds on to the ball very well. So
and that was the point I was getting to. You also break the bank for Vara because this is where you care more about the club than the damn manager. This guy left Napoli to go to PSG, not only because of it's a bigger club, but because he didn't want to play the defensive work under Conte. Conte is 10 times more honored and decorated than Arteta is. This is one of those players that is going to force a manager's hand, because if you're going to limit this quality of a player to play your system, that until the end of this season is done and everything's done and gone in our favor, you still haven't won anything. This player is going to force you now, and is going to force the club to question this manager if the way that he's playing is right for this team, because this guy is not going to do the whole running back. It's not going to happen. It's why he forced his way out of Napoli halfway through the season. He did not want to do the defensive work that Conte was trying to do. You get him in here, Arteta's now going to have to be forced to play more attractive football, or you're going to be talking about a situation where the locker room forces the manager out because he's holding us back from playing our true potential. And like I said again, he's going to light a fire under other players' asses. Because again, what happens in a year if we have to come around, VAR's been lighting it up, Saka ain't doing shit, and we're still in the fight for a title race. Now all of a sudden you can have a conversation, well, do we dump Saka and use that massive contract to turn around and go get a Rodgers? And now you're talking about potentially a Rodgers, Eze, and Vara down the line, because this guy has come in and made everybody look bad. Because I'm sorry, unless Saka goes back to what he was 2 years ago, Saka can't tie Vara's shoes. Can't tie Vara's shoes.
We're talking about kicking on from here. I don't think it's enough to maybe win the Premier League, God willing, maybe win this Premier League and just sit back and just. Other teams are going to be strengthening. Other teams are going to be looking much better next season. City's coming back next season.
I was just going to say, what if City goes after him to tries to break the bank?
Yeah.
What if City decides to dump Doku? They say, you know what? We're going to dump Doku. We're going to dump some of the dead weight, and we're going to have a Cherokee, Semenyo, and Vara underneath Holland. Brother, good, kiss the league goodbye. Yep. This is where you need. This is the best teams strengthen when they're on top. All the best teams that we've seen in history of this sport strengthen when they're on top. You need to go out and get this player before he goes and looks somewhere else, especially no damn City.
Exactly. And the best teams also pinch players from other transfers as well, instead of like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, no, just let Man City take. No. We will take the same thing with Semenyo this season. We could have just bought him, just to bloody. Yeah, we probably clear.
Speaking of getting the best players, I don't have the tweet in handy here, but what I read is about Julian Alvarez, that if Arsenal gonna sign him, then there has to be an offload. We have to offload either Havertz or Gyökeres, which I see Havertz more likely. But the question is, who would buy him? Who would buy Havertz? Honestly speaking,
that's why I said to break the bank for Vara, you gotta deal with some math here and get rid of those salaries, because you're not going to get back what you paid for those players. I'm sorry. If you're lucky, I don't know a single team that's going to spend nearly 40 million euros.
By the way, Jen, I
Odegaard.
think we do have the money. I genuinely believe that Arsenal Football Club have the money. And by the way, WaffleDon maybe knows this more, that I do the financial research about Arsenal. And I just read they're going to sign also a contract with Meta. And Meta, for those of you guys who don't know who Meta is the owners of WhatsApp and the owners of Facebook.
Yep.
Right. So that's a big deal coming, and it's cooking right now. Once the numbers are out, I'm going to make a topic out of it and discuss it further. But so far, this is the discussion that is happening.
Well, and this new spending rule, because remember, PSR is getting scrapped after this year. They're enhancing the amount of money that you're going to be able to spend as a Premier League club this year as well. Because PSR, I think the limit was 65% of your total worth of the club is what they limit it to you. Now they're upping it to 85. So that extra Meta contract and an increase of 20% on spending means we're going to have more money to be able to spend. Either way, if that's the case, you use that to eat some of these fucking contracts and get rid of this dead wood. Again, Gabby Jesus is 265,000 pounds a week. He's got to go, man. He's not worth that payment no more. Even if you got to eat it and you sell him for 20 million euros, 30 million euros, as opposed to trying to get the 50 million pounds that we paid him for, he's got to go. Havertz, at this point, sell the guy for 25 million euros and just get rid of him, because 280,000 pounds a week, he's got the greatest agent in the history of the sports to be finessing that much money. And same thing with Odegaard. same thing with all these other deadwood players, man. I mean, again, for them guys to be making the amount of money that they're doing, never show up when it counts for us, and are this bad this many years down the line, they all got to go. They all got to go.
Yeah, well, there is a cheaper option than Kvara. I'm not, putting my target less or dropping the bar low per se. It's just that there is a player that flourished this season, which is this winger, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he played very, very well against with Bodo Glimt. This is the first time I actually watched him this season. Is when he played with Bodo Glimt.
Really?
He was balling. Yeah, it's the first time I watched him.
Oh,
I didn't
this
know
kid's
who he
good.
He's good, yeah.
I didn't know he's no longer a kid, bro. He's 26 years old. I mean, he's at his prime years, I think, and it could be a little bit risky, but the risk is low because of the price. I don't think he's gonna. We're gonna sign him for 30, 40 million, probably 50, which is way, way cheaper than the likes of Kvara, the likes of Alvarez and all. What are your thoughts about this, guys? Do you think it's an option that we should pursue and seek, or it's just a backup plan that we should keep in case we don't land a marquee signing?
I'd take him for 30. I've seen the kid grow up because he came out of the youth academy from AC Milan. He's a good player. He was actually very, if I remember correctly, he came out of the youth academy the year that they won the Scudetto. I think it was him and Leao that were really the two terrorizers that was creating and scoring goals.
He played for Milan, right? He played.
Yeah,
for
he came out of their youth academy. He scored a killer goal against Napoli. I've been watching this guy since he came out. He's a good player, but 50 million, I'm not paying that for somebody coming out of Norway. I'm sorry. But you could do what you did with Bodo Glimt. 50 million to go from there to come to the Premier League is a different kettle of fish than you coming from Serie A to the Premier League. So for me, if we could get him for 20, 30, I would do it, but he's still more of a bench option right now. I don't know if he walks his way into being a starter at that. Like if you're going to go that route, I would get him and that Ndai from Everton and have the two of them slug it out for who's the best winger at that point for me.
Is he right-footed?
Yeah, but he's just as good with his left foot as he is with his right foot.
Okay, he's right-footed. Okay, because I see the majority of his game he played left wing. I just wanted to confirm if he's right-footed.
He's kind of like Trossard as far as he can use both of his feet, but fast. This guy is fast. He is really dangerous when it comes to pace.
Okay. WaffleDon,
his peak as well.
Do you agree with that? Do you think we should buy him if it's a reasonable price, like 20, 30 mil?
Well, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? I don't know much about this guy, to be honest, but These signings are no-brainers for me. 20, 30 million, you're not going to break the bank. What's he going to be on 60? What 60k, 70k?
Well, with our luck, they may put him on 150, 170.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know what, Berta, he likes to have players that he can line up in it. So if you can't get this player, then that player, then that player, then that player. I don't know if this guy is a ceiling raiser. Obviously, Gianni knows more about the player than me. But based on his Champions League experience, and come on, Bodo Glimt, they've done well in the Champions League. Does he translate to the Premier League? That's another question. Yeah, it is a big risk, but do you know what? We're a big club, so big clubs take big risks in it. So I think it's not a massive risk because it's only 30 mil. I'll pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 15 goals, he scored 6 goals and assisted 6, so 12 GA.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I think the Norwegian league, they start like quite late or early. I don't know how it works in Norway.
Yeah.
So because I see the records here is just the Champions League. I don't see their league.
No, their league starts, I think, in a week or so. They don't play during the winter months because of how cold it gets up there.
Yeah, it gets too cold. Yeah. That's why.
No, he's a good. You know what he is? He's one of those players. He's not the greatest of finishers, but he can put away the simple shots. But he's a great creator and can attack with pace from any. He's one of those tricky players that he knows how to weave with the ball in tight situations with like maybe a couple guys set up like how you would set up cones. He's very good at weaving in and out, especially at pace, which is something that we need.
Okay, so I think it's a good option if we get rid of both Martinelli and Trossard. I think we should go by him and Kvara if that's possible, just to revamp the whole left flank because our left flank looked dead, man. I mean, every time I guess what is the starting lineup and I get to the left winger, I'm just like, man, it doesn't matter. Trossard,
what is it? Trossard, isn't Trossard and Martinelli combined like 1.4 million a month in payout between the two of them?
Trossard, I can't remember. I don't know.
They're 180. They're 180, I think, a piece. So it's 360 a week. So 360, 720, 360. Yeah, you're like 1.4 million just off the salary gone with them two bums.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on from the left wing towards central midfield, a player that Arsenal have been linked to in the Premier League as well. He's a Premier League proven player. Matheus Fernandes from West Ham. However, he's good, but the asking price is quite high for me as a box-to-box midfielder that hasn't proven fuck all so far. I mean, he had a good season. It says there 55 million is the asking price. I think it's too much, right? But according to the market right now, the midfielders, this is probably the price they go for. I mean, you've seen Anderson for 100 mil. If Anderson's 100 mil, I don't know how much is this guy, right? It's just the midfield market is quite inflated, in my opinion, since Rice signed for Arsenal for 100 mil. So what are your thoughts about this, WaffleDon? Do you rate the player? Do you think he's good enough for Arsenal? As a player, we can rotate between Zubimendi, him, and Rice?
Do you know what? He looks like a decent player, actually. I've watched him in a few games as well, and he's definitely a very good player. But 55 mil, I'm not too sure.
Or would you go for a Tonali, like almost 90, whatever?
See, you know what it is with these type of players, is that I think with Arteta, he wants physical players, tall players. Everyone has to be like 6 foot whatever in his team, and this guy is definitely a physical brute. He's a very good player, but I think if I'm looking at a midfielder, it's got to be Tonali. It's got to be the creme de la creme. I don't know if this is the guy that I would want. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but
but you're gonna pay top dollar if you're gonna go for Wharton, if you're gonna go for Tonali. Even Bruno Guimaraes, if you want to go for him, you're gonna pay round about 80 and above, right? You're not gonna pay less. So
yeah, the thing is, what are we doing? Are we do we just want to just go cheap with like these players, or do we want to actually show some ambition? Because
that's why I asked you, WaffleDon, if you're
yeah,
gonna break the bank for Kvara.
Yeah, of course I would, but I don't know.
You can go for Tonali as well.
I don't know if I'm gonna buy this guy. I don't. You know what? He's a good player, but I want top players in my team, bro. I want to be names, Tonali's, the Whartons, or whoever players, Kvara. I want top names in my squad. I don't know if this guy. I don't know if Fernandez is the player that we need. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think he is.
What about you, Gianni? Do you think we should go for him if let's say Tonali is not feasible?
I wouldn't go get Tonali, to be quite honest with you.
What would you go for as a CM? You told me Marcus Llorente, right?
I would look at Llorente, get an experienced player from Atletico who knows what it takes to win. I would rather go pick off somebody from Madrid that might be leaving. I'd rather entertain Camavinga for 50 million euros than 55 million pounds for this guy. I'm sorry.
80 million euro.
80 million euro for Camavinga. Oh, no, I'm leaving him alone too because it's free. I'd rather, again, this is why you went and got
21 as well, you know? He's only 21.
He is, but the injury record with him already has been horrible.
Oh, he's got bad injury? No, not him, the Fernandez.
Oh, no, I don't know.
See, the thing is with me with this, you're talking 55 million pounds for this guy, right? 55 million pounds. How much money are we willing? Why are we looking to getting him 55 million pounds when we're talking about breaking the bank for Vada? Yeah. If you break the bank for one player, how much more the bank is going to be left is going to be the question.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, I don't know if I want to spend 50 million on this guy because I'd rather put the money together to get VAR. And like I said, this is another reason why you keep the kids and get rid of the dead weight so you have those numbers behind, because Sammy pointed it out. You get rid of all these guys, you are walking in thin next year. And we already know what happens with Mikel Arteta with a thin squad. And we got Liverpool to win a fucking trophy.
How much is that Zaire guy from PSG? How much would he be?
Zaire Emery's going to go for a lot of money.
Oh, I like
He's going to go. I do too. Everybody in that midfield they got are monsters.
I know, man. It's just
see, when you have an elite manager, that happens.
Yeah. See, 55 million. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to entertain that for 55 million.
We've got MLS as well, you know. Remember, you know,
exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. I just don't know if I would want to.
Oh, that would be a dream, man.
Yeah, bro. Give me team, bro. You're mad, bro. We're talking about Kvara, almost 160 million. I don't know how 15.
See, me personally, if you're gonna break the bank, right? If you're gonna break the bank on two players, because I don't think this guy 55 million. I mean, he's not doing nothing special. I mean, there's a reason why West Ham's in a relegation battle right now. He ain't doing nothing special for them. So it's like, you really gonna risk 55 million pounds on a guy who's in a relegation battle, which the midfield is one of the weakest points of West Ham, if not the weakest.
Elliot Anderson is a battle for relegation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Elliot Anderson, and he's another person I'm going to say. They're talking 100 million for Elliot Anderson. I got one better for you. If Elliot Anderson's 100 million, I'll go talk to Real Madrid and go get Federico Valverde for 100 fucking million. Because Elliot Anderson ain't in the same ballpark as him. Bro.
Madrid is not going to sell Valverde.
I understand that, but I'm using him as a point, though, Sammy. I mean, what is
available in the market?
I understand that, but again, what is Wharton? This is the thing that is crazy to me. Yes, Crystal Palace might have an opportunity of winning 2 trophies back-to-back year. You got a better argument for Wharton. Nottingham Forest is not winning this Europa League, and Elliot Anderson ain't done nothing for them over 2 years to be worth 100 million. That's that nutcase Marinakis talking because he wants to make his money, because he ain't nowhere near that amount of money.
Maybe. But as I said, the central midfield market has been inflated in the past couple of years.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think central midfield is going to be the big thing this summer. I think there's going to be a lot of movement with central midfielders.
Yeah,
because Arsenal need one. Someone. And the thing is, how much game time they're going to get as well. Playing,
we had WaffleDon 2 that I
Also, remember we got our bum buddy Mikel Marino. He's coming back.
Not forget about Marino, man. I'm talking about we had Norgard, right? Who could have filled in a little bit. I'm not saying he's a top player, but at least he could have filled in here and there to help the squad. I think Skelly could have been groomed better from Arteta to play that role, but unfortunately, it seems Arteta couldn't, nail that as well. So there are plenty of options, which is much cheaper, and I think Skelly could turn out to one of the best players in the whole league. But unfortunately, Arteta, I don't know.
You just said it there, Sammy. Right? You got the rotation right there. You could have Skelly and Zubamendi on the 8. You have Norgard and Rice as the 6. You have Eze and Wanyeri right there as the rotation for the 10s, especially if you get rid of the Deadwood. Obviously, we're not going to be able to move Mikel Marino because I don't think anybody's going to want to come and drop 40 million on him after a broken foot. They're going to want to give him time to see where he's at. So Moreno is potentially another person who comes in for what you could, hypothetically have if we get rid of other players. Is it really necessary to go out and get another 50 million midfielder when maybe, again, with what we said with rotation, you go out and get somebody who's a 20-30 million dollar guy, but you go out and break the bank to go get a VAR. That's why, like, this guy Fernandez, I don't know if I'm really willing to give that amount of money for somebody like him if I have the opportunity to go break the bank for VAR. That's really all I'm saying with that.
Okay. Well, yeah, go ahead, WaffleDon.
I was going to say, what about that? I don't know, another risk that that youngster that we were looking at, that 18-year-old, what's his name? Is he Moroccan? Watsi, is it Watsi? Watsi? The young
Boyde, I think.
Boyde,
yeah.
Boyde's good.
Yeah,
he's decent.
Is he an option? A cheaper option as well?
So is Stankovic. So is Stankovic at Club Brugge that we were looking at, we were talking about. Sammy, what was that, 2-3 weeks ago we said that on your show?
Did. But the news died out. I don't know what happened there. I don't think Arsenal pursued it. Maybe they looked at it and just kept it like in the scouting list, but nothing really came up.
Oh, brother, knowing Michele, he's got about 200 players on that scouting list, knowing him.
But I'm saying the one that we've seen in Twitter. And here's, I think I have 2 names on the list as well. Probably, this is from Bundesliga, Diamonde. I don't know your thoughts about Diamonde, guys, if you think he is a good player.
He's a decent player.
But from what I read, he's going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
He's a really expensive. Left attacker, isn't he? Left winger, isn't he?
He's like an all-purpose guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think he plays also fall back as well.
Yeah. He's one of those weird... Back. He's kind of like an Alphonso Davies. He's kind of like an Alphonso Davies that could play winger and full. You know who else? Since you brought up Leipzig, because I know Napoli's linked with him, but he's very good. He's one of their captains. I think he's vice. Schlager. He's on the Austrian national team. He's a number 8. Yeah, no, he's with Leipzig. He's with Leipzig. Schlager. He's a very good midfielder. Again, if Napoli's linked with him, he's not going to be that much, and he's been solid. But where do you
think he's going to play this kind of profile? Do you think it fits Arteta's tactics and formation?
This kid?
Yeah.
I think he'll end up fits, but I don't think we're going to see him go and get placed up top like he floats around at Leipzig. I think he'd be a permanent fullback.
Yeah, but we've got Hincapié there, isn't it?
Brother, if we get a guy like this, I wouldn't doubt that Hincapié gets moved either as a rotation center back, and he's the new Calafiori, where he's a fullback that ends up in the box, because this kid can actually score goals.
Yeah,
this kid's better at scoring goals than Calafiori is.
Yeah, he's very good technically.
Yeah. So I could definitely see him being that rotation with Hincapié at the fullback if we're getting rid of.
But
Calafiori.
You know how much Arteta rates the defensive attribute in any player that he has, like even his wingers, right? So that's why I see this.
He will want him to invert as well, though, isn't it? I'm sure he can invert as well, isn't it? This player.
No, this guy plays in the lines, bro. I've never seen him invert.
Like he's played right wing for them.
Yeah, but he prefers to play in the lines, but not to invert centrally. I don't see him. He's like Frimpong, type of Frimpong player.
Yeah.
So these are the players that Arsenal were linked to this week. So we'll see what happens next week, and if things materialize when it comes to Kvara or Julian Alvarez. I think we're going to land one of them personally. I just don't know who. I think Julian Alvarez is going to be conditional. The condition we get rid of one of the strikers, if not two. Gabriel Jesus plus, I think, Havertz, which I don't see it happening, but we'll see.
How are we going to offload Jesus though? If he doesn't want to go, we won't get rid of him, will we?
Well, he's gonna hold the bench. I think they're gonna. I don't want to say threaten him, but they're just gonna say, "Hey, listen, you're just gonna sit on the bench, bro."
Oh, Berta ice him out. Berta ice him out. He's done it before
exactly,
at Atletico. He'll ice him out. He should though. These guys don't deserve to stay here.
Yeah, especially with that kind of high wages. So I think if we get rid of Gabriel Jesus, if we get rid of Havertz, I think Julian Alvarez will be a feasible option. And if we get rid of Martinelli and Odegaard and all these players that you guys mentioned, I think Kvara will be feasible. But we have to get rid of also some of the youngsters like Nwaneri, like Skelly, just because it's pure profit, which can help us out in the PSR and FFP.
I'm just wondering how we would fit all them in, because my worry is that Alvarez would not come here to hold bench.
No. Obviously no.
And I don't think Gyökeres will stay if he's going to be holding bench. So I think he would be on the move as well.
You can't play them both together?
You could, but then what are you going to adjust?
Like Alvarez maybe plays as a 10. Like a second striker.
Okay, maybe. But now you have to say, but again, no matter where you go, you got a problem. You got two 60 million pound players. You have a $60 million player in Gyökeres who may have to hold bench, but let's say we start him, right? Eze now has to hold bench at 60 million. Do you think Eze's really going to want to stay for 4 years to potentially miss out on 2 World Cups because of injury? Eze's going to want to play, so you may potentially have to get rid of him.
Yeah,
or we bring back the conversation that we had about that Saka might have to get moved on, and you go Vada, Alvarez, and Gyökeres as the front three. Which I'm fine if that's the front three if you moved Saka on. I'd rather take
Vara,
that chance.
Vara, Alvarez,
Alvarez, and Gyökeres as your front three.
Alvarez on the right, you mean? Right wing.
Either or. You could put them either or because they can play either position. Maybe put Vara on the right because Vara's better.
He plays a right forward though, wouldn't he? Inside.
Listen, if you got the two of them, I would like us to see a 4-4-2. In my personal opinion, with that team, I'd like if you look at the way Gyökeres plays, right? Gyökeres can do his quick little hold up for Alvarez, who's going to be around him the entire time, and yes, Saka can hold bench at right. Saka will end up playing right wing to start, but being more central in a 4-4-2 on the wing is also better for Eze. Because that also puts Eze in similar positions like where he was with Crystal Palace when we saw the best of him. So a 4-4-2, I mean, listen, a 4-4-2 with that, you got some firepower there. Because to have Gyökeres, Alvarez, and Vada all on the pitch at the same time, that also
Gianni, I'm checking on transfer market. I'm checking Alvarez position that he played. He only played central forward
for Atletico. Yeah. But when he was at Manchester City, he was playing left wing, right wing, number 10, and forward. He was moved to all those different positions when he was playing.
That's true, but I'm saying now he's molded himself and became an elite striker, right? I don't think he was going to go back to the left wing just for the sake of occupying him in the squad. He's like, no, I'm the main guy. I'm your number 9.
Listen, you could be right, Mike. That's why I'm saying we're running into a situation of where do we place these players. That's why I was asking, would you sell Gyökeres? Because me personally, I would like a 4-4-2 and see all these guys play at the same time because I think it can work. Saka has a problem running, but Saka is a good passer of the ball. Saka may be one of those guys that gets 4 goals but has 20 assists because he's giving out assists to Vada, Alvarez, and Gyökeres. That may work if you swing it that way.
Then I'll reiterate and say what WaffleDon said. You're gonna hold the bench. And if you don't like it, sell his ass. Fair enough. Be ruthless, you know. I like that. I like that from him. I mean, that should be the way Arsenal run their club, and there shouldn't be any kind of sentiment towards any player. If you do have the chance to improve, like if you tell me tomorrow, we're gonna sell Saka and we're gonna get Yamal or Elise. I'm gonna do it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? There's no emotional attachment with Saka. Like, oh no, he's our boy or star boy or all that crap. I don't give a shit, bro. I don't, man. Sell him. So if we can improve on Gyökeres, then I'm gonna improve on Gyökeres. I'm sorry. You had your chance, full season. You could have, showed more. Levels and output, but you haven't. So I'm sorry. Then we have to improve. Yeah, we are looking to. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if Alvarez is out there, then I'm going to go for Alvarez, and Havertz needs to be benched, in my opinion. I'll be sold. Sorry, I don't want to have any more in my club. Yeah, maybe have this kind of moments like he did against Manchester City in the final when he played for Chelsea. If that's the case, then I would thank him for everything and say, hey, you know what, 60 million down the drain. But thank you very much. Yeah, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Thank you very much. When it comes to the manager, it's a different conversation. Gunnar, I think we're going to wait until the end of the season to have this conversation. But for me, if he wins the league, I think he's going to stay. I think they will trust him to stay. But if he wins also the UCL, bro, I think even Gianni will start rooting for him. So that's.
Oh no, he wins the UCL. Listen, Sammy, you and me have had the conversation on my channel and on your channel. If he wins 2 trophies, I'm fine. If he only wins the league and he doesn't walk away with the Champions League, there is still a conversation that needs to be had because, again, you got to the position of a semifinal of the FA Cup. You made it to the League Cup final. You and me both said that we believed at least 2 trophies was mandatory from this point. True. If he wins the league, right? We have to have a serious conversation of what the expectation is going forward. Is it you won the league? Congrats. We're giving you an extension, but here's how this extension works. It's mandatory trophies every year. If you win the league, you come back next year and we have a Liverpool situation where we're fighting for top 4 and we have no chance of winning trophies. I'm sorry, he's got to go.
Sack him. Yeah,
exactly. That's my point with that whole thing.
Especially if the team has,
especially if we improve with the players that we're talking about, exactly. Even more so.
Yeah, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But yeah, I mean, any final words, Gianni, about the game tomorrow? What do you think? Just a quick little preview before we end the stream. Against Bournemouth.
I see a very sticky 2-1 win. I don't think this is going to be easy. Bournemouth has had close to a month off. It can go either 2 ways. Either they're rusty and they look garbage and we take advantage, or they're going to be fresh and they're going to be attacking at us from all different directions. I think it will be the latter. I think they will be fresh and be attacking. I do think that we will see it through. I am confident that we get a very close and tight 2-1, but and this should be.
What is the lineup? Yeah, you would go with.
Oh man. Oh man.
Don't forget, we have a second leg next week.
That's exactly what's running through my head right now to try to plan for both. I don't even want to act like a cop-out, but it's so hard to figure out who you play because we don't know the actual state of Saka and Timber because they haven't updated anything.
No, but based on the latest information we have, they're still injured. So assume that.
Honestly, I would start Salmons at the right. Actually, no. Yeah, no. Actually, yes. Salmons at the right. Mosquera and Saliba is the center back pairing. If Hincapié is ready to go, or he's probably getting rushed back, but at this point, I would trust Hincapié over Calafiori. It's going to have to end up being Rice and Zubamendi in the midfield again, even though I'm not a fan of running these 2 into the ground.
Okay.
I know they said they've rushed Eze back. Eze's better to have than Odegaard, but again, it's a worry if he's hurt. Madueke is probably going to be on the right. On the left, oh my God. You know what? For shits and giggles, I'd throw Dalman on the left just to see what happens.
See what I mean? I told you about the left wing.
Because
that left wing experiment with Eze, we need to stop talking about that, man. Eze's
not a left winger, man. Now. He's not a left winger.
Well, he's not going to be running back and doing all that rubbish.
Exactly. Right? And at this point, for me, just throw Dalman on the left wing and see what happens. It can't be as bad as Trossard and Martinelli. It can't be as bad. You know?
Interesting.
And then
so
Gyökeres
on the
on
right,
top
you
of
have
them.
Madueke, right? Madueke on the right, Dalman on the left, and Gyökeres up front.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. And Raya, obviously, because I'm sure. Well, what about you, WaffleDon? Give us your thoughts about the game tomorrow against Bournemouth. How are you feeling about it? And also your lineup. What would you go with?
Oh, I never thought he was
as
going to
well.
ask about this game. I never thought he was going to ask. I thought he was going to just finish the stream and not even ask about this game. Bro, this game right now is the most important game Arsenal will ever play.
Facts.
Tomorrow. This is the most. Forget about Man City. Forget about Sporting. Bournemouth. We win this game, we go 12 points. Yeah.
We always say that for every single game. It's the most important game.
Yeah, we do. But
yeah,
it's getting closer now. But this
could potentially be the league clincher, though. That's why, to what WaffleDon's saying, I agree with.
This game is really important. So I don't know if this is anything to go by, yeah, but I've been seeing a few videos on Twitter, obviously showing the training and stuff, not the stupid balls and pens rubbish, yeah. But the players, yeah. I don't know. I see there's so much stuff on Twitter right now about Arsenal now. So much. If you go into Twitter, every two seconds, there's a post about Arsenal, there's a post about the players, post about this. Something about that winning that Sporting game, yeah, it looks to have triggered something, because we went through those 2 games where we lost in the Carabao Cup. Everyone was going crazy.
First time, by the way, in the season we lose back to back.
Yeah. But there's something about the team with, and I know Gianni's going to say, yeah, well, you know, we're rushing players back and stuff like that. But it's also down to the player, yeah, to say that they're not ready. So, you know, if the player thinks that they, you know, that they can contribute, you know, because now's the time that I don't think we could be like sitting here and having this luxury of like resting this player, resting that player. If the player's fit and they're ready to go, let them play. Yep. Okay, we can suffer the consequences later, but this is one game at a moment. This is what we're dealing with. So if Eze's ready,
play him.
Because I'll play him instead of that bum. Yeah. And I know that bum's injured right now, so that's fine. He, you know, Eze needs to start on Saturday, regardless of anything, because we have no one in that position, because Arteta's put us in that position. I don't want to see Havertz starting in that position. I don't think he's good enough in the 10 position, but he might start in that 10 position. Arteta's head, yeah, thinking Eze might come on in the last. But anyway, going too deep into the game, I think that 11 should start with White, Saliba, Gabriel. I'm going to go with Calafiori, Rice, Zubi. I'm starting Dalman, you know, on the right, you know. I'm starting Dalman on the right. Gyökeres and Trossard.
So the 10 is Eze, right?
And yeah, Eze in the 10, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What about the results prediction?
The result, I've gone for a 3-1.
3-1 Arsenal. Okay. Confident.
Yeah, confident.
Well, here's Gunarican lineup: Raya, Kala, Saliba, Gabi, White. So that's almost same as WaffleDon. Zubi, Rice.
He's gone for dentures. Yeah?
Madueke. Yeah, he's gone for Madueke. So that's the only difference between you and Gunarican. For me, Raya, Calafiori, because I don't want Hincapié to be rushed, because I think we need him more in the upcoming game, especially against City, especially in the UCL semifinals and all that. So I think Hincapié would be crucial for that. I would rest one of Saliba or Gabi, depends on the fitness, and play Mosquera. So I don't know who's more fit. So I think Gabi had an injury or a knock, so I would rest him and play Saliba and Mosquera. and White on the right, because I think this guy's out of form and he needs to get back to form ASAP. Zubimendi, Rice, I would play Havertz in the 10. Not because I rate him, but I will play in the last 20, 30 minutes. I would give him 30 minutes just to gradually get back to fitness, and I don't want to, rush him like Gianni said, and just make his situation worse when it comes to fitness. Trossard on the left. I would play Max Dauman on the right and Gyökeres up front. Yep.
Also, I'm the only one that said Dauman on the left. I said Dauman on the left and Madueke on the right. Screw it. Just attack off.
It's not that. It's experimental at this point because we've never seen him, right? And I don't want to experiment at this point of the and this stage of the season. To be honest, it's kind of risky.
100%. We shouldn't, Sammy. Come on, we shouldn't need to be experimenting at this point of the season.
Exactly. What you're saying is experimental because we've never seen Max Dauman play on the left. So
exactly.
We have to win this game tomorrow. There's no if.
Exactly. So
if we have to win this game tomorrow. And Bournemouth, I think they've Kluivert's injured, and who's the other one in midfield?
No, Kluivert. I thought they said was back in training yesterday.
I thought they said I saw something on Twitter saying that he was injured, and who's the other one in midfield? The English guy?
Oh, was that Cook?
Yeah, apparently he's injured as well.
If Cook's injured, that's good because he's a good anchor defensive midfielder for them.
So we have to win this game tomorrow, man.
We need to cook
already saying that bring your breakfast, bring your lunch.
Yeah, man, that was cringy, bro. That was cringy, bro.
Because this game could be an all or nothing game.
Yes.
If we lose this game at home,
please don't say that phrase.
No, but it's true.
I hear you, Sammy. I hear you. I'm sorry. It's just, it's not out of the realm of possibility with what we've seen with this team in the meltdowns that if we lose this game, now you got Sporting. Am I saying that Sporting could come and beat us at home? I don't think so. But doubt would creep into where you could potentially see a bad fallout if we don't win this game. Even a draw could cause. Even a draw could cause
shatter
problems.
the confidence, bro. It will shatter the confidence.
Exactly, and that's my point to why I said it's that phrase you don't want me to say, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's the worry because let's say we lose this game, right? You now got to pick up at home against Sporting Lisbon. They're going to attack us because they have to. If we lose, and Arsenal doesn't drop games by one and then turn it around. We drop a couple games in a row. So imagine if we lost to Bournemouth, lost to Sporting, we're meant to think that we're going to pick up our confidence on the road to the Etihad. That's my point of why this is to WaffleDon side. This is the most important game of the season.
No, we need to snowball, right? We need to snowball from the Sporting.
This needs to be a win. No draws, no losses. This is win only. Anything 100%. Other than a win could potentially be like what you said, that type of run could then go south real quick.
Yeah, it's true. Well, anyways, guys, we've reached the end of the.
Before you go, sorry.
Go ahead, WaffleDon.
I was surprised you've not even given you even spoke about Raya because everyone's been saying how Raya's world class and all of this. This is the thing what I don't like about Arsenal fans, and I'll be quick here. Why do the talking at the end of the season? Yes, he was great at Sporting, but we don't need to start saying these players are world class. Let's get over the line. Then we can ruined the strategy, bro. Then we can say as much as we want. Sorry,
you ruined the strategy, bro. I'm trying to dim the lights, and you just put the spotlight there in my face.
Sorry.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm joking, man. No. But truly, yeah. I mean, Raya. I think we all rate him here. I don't think any of us.
Do you think
don't
rate
Raya.
Though? Do you guys? I think he's in that tier.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yes.
You can't name 5 better shot stoppers in the world than him. You can't name 5 shot stoppers in the world better than him.
I would say Donnarumma, Courtois,
Garcia better than him.
Who?
Garcia. People say Garcia is better than him.
From Barca, I think they're on the same level, shot stopping, in my personal opinion.
I think Courtois and Donnarumma. I don't.
That's my point. You had a lot of guys. You know what the funny thing is? Before the Sporting Lisbon game, you had a lot of Arsenal fans, even a lot of these positive ones that were saying, "Oh, maybe we could look for another goalkeeper and make Raya the second." I think Raya. If anybody has solidified their spot in this team, it's Raya. Raya, Declan Rice, and Timber have been our three best players this season, in my personal opinion.
Consistently, yeah.
I think Raya. The only way you get better than him is if you go and get Courtois or Donnarumma. But even then, he's the saves that he made against Sporting, the saves that he's made against Brighton, and all these other saves that he made. The one against Brentford. I'm sorry, man. The guy's top class. He's top class. Me personally, I can't think of 5 goalies that are better than him.
Well, you heard it here, guys. And yeah, to WaffleDon's point, we do believe Raya is a world-class goalkeeper. But we're gonna brag about it at the end of the season if we do win it. Then I'll say it with chest and nobody can, you know.
Funny. He said Timu Kaylor Navas. That's cold, man. That's cold.
Kaylor Navas. He's terrible, man.
Yeah, the doc. Well, I promised the doc that I will celebrate with him at the end of the season because me and the doc are suffering from PTSD. So as my follow,
brother, I'm trying to crack this bottle of Blue Label I got at the house when we win, man. I got a $400 bottle of Scotch at my house. I'm trying to crack.
Wait for it. It's soon. I hope you crack that bottle soon. But yeah, guys, we're reaching the end of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. And make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe as we're reaching 1,000 subs. And also, please do go and subscribe to Gianni Talks Calcio and WaffleDon. Both channels are in the description. Go show them some love. These guys are putting their content as well. Elite shows from their side. And on that note, guys, stay safe wherever you are. And peace, man.
Peace.